Good day, everyone! Our topic for discussion will be the efficient classroom organization for multi-grade settings. These are the seating plans, classroom layouts, organizing displays, and the learning center areas. But before we begin, allow me to introduce our group. Ms. Henove, Mr. Gomez, Ms. Natividad, Ms. Ranay, and yours truly, Ms. Villanueva.
Organizing the multi-grade classroom. When you have a wide range of age, abilities, maturity, and interest among the class, it is very important that your classroom is highly organized and structured. Everyone needs to know where to find things, how to store things, where to sit for different activities, where to put completed work. To make teaching and learning more efficient, multi-grade instructors should and must redesign their classrooms. Teaching in a multi-grade environment is far more involved and time-demanding. And as a result, formal classroom formation rules, if they exist, should not be completely adhered to at all times. Furthermore, the teacher should be given the opportunity to rearrange his or her classroom in such a manner that it promotes effective time management and allows students to participate in a variety of activities. And at the same time, it is the teacher's responsibility to maintain order and provide a conducive learning environment for the students in a multi-grade classroom. In addition, the instructor must explain to the student what they may do to help keep the class under control. The student also have a role play in class management. The multi-grade classroom may seem to be very different from a regular classroom in terms of design. Instead of rows of desks facing the chalkboard, you may see something like this. Desks organized into small groupings, wherein the teacher can quickly keep track on how the pupils are doing their assignments and assigned activities. A space in the center of the room, or perhaps some marked spaces around the room where groups can sit on the floor and work. Workstations or learning centers where individuals and groups may go to complete their activities. This will be made by the teacher and could include maths, writing, language center, or focus on the theme being taught. Resources kept on shelves around the outside of the room in boxes which are labeled to help the group identify what they need. Boxes or folders for student work to be kept in. So after finishing papers, your student may put them into individual folder or box, which will make it easier for you to mark them at the end of the day or during planning time. Plenty of examples of individual and group work on display. Multi-grade instructors must be adaptable in their approach, regardless of the physical configuration of their classroom area, which may be reorganized on a regular basis. And another essential consideration is the design and development of learning centers for the kids with special needs that may be present in your classrooms. This is a critical topic that cannot be addressed in these parts, and you should seek guidance from experts in this area who can engage actively in the reorganization process.
Let us now discuss about the general guidelines for the classroom organization. What are the things we must consider or some points we should consider in classroom organization? So first is, the classroom environment should be interesting for the whole range of students in it. Why the classroom should be interesting? Of course, if the students are interested to their environment and where they in, it can increase the students' attention to create a meaningful experience inside the classroom. Kapag ang bata ay interesado sa nakapaligid sa kanya or sa mga nakikita niya, lalo kapag sa loob ng classroom, mas mapapadali na matuto sila or ma-enhance yung knowledge nila kapag interesado sila sa nakapaligid sa kanila. Second, all students should feel it is their classroom. When your classrooms have elements of comfort, students are more likely to relax and open up to those around them, allowing for more creativity and the sharing of critical thinking. Kapag kasi yung bata, nafe-feel niya na belong siya sa kung nasaan siya, mas namomotivate siya para makipag-communicate, which is na-enhance yung kanyang knowledge. And third, students' work should be shown carefully and thoughtfully so they can see you value their efforts. So why? Or it is a matter of reflection or giving feedback to the students' work. So why reflecting is important? Because it allows students to see the importance of their learning process or the process recognition. Students can identify what they did well, what they failed at, or what they need to change. Moreover, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa bata na pag may ginawa siya or may pinasa siya sa'yo na as a teacher is sabihin mali yung ginawa niya, but you cannot tell him or tell her that he or she is wrong. That's why we are teachers and we are the one to motivate or guide them para maitama kung ano yung mali nila. And this third guidelines is really important as a teachers or as a future educators. Fourth, students can learn something from discussing with the teacher which work should be chosen to display. It is the interaction between the students and the teacher, which is establishing a positive relationship with their teacher or helps the students to feel more comfortable and safe in their classroom environments. And as a result, students are more likely to participate actively in class and challenge themselves academically. Kapag meron kasing interaction between the students and the teacher, it is a challenge to the students para ma-enhance din yung communication skills nila. And then, they can learn something from their teacher. Kasi, pag open sila sa teachers or sa advisor nila, mas natututo sila kapag alam nila sa sarili nila na comfortable na sila na makipag-communicate sa advisor or sa said teachers nila. Fifth is that to ensure a balance of work is displayed, not just the best students' work. As a teacher or inside the classroom organization, teachers should have no favoritism to their students. Because the reality is that treating students equally can only be fair if all students begin at the same starting point and can achieve success with the exact same opportunity, treatment, access, and resources. Because treating students equally means that all students receive the same treatment regardless of their needs. Kasi yung mga estudyante natin, may iba-ibang needs yan. So, as a teacher, you are the one to guide them, guide them equally. Hindi po pwedeng, kapag yung isa lang yung nangangailangan ng tulong mo as a teacher, is dun ka na nakafocus. Sinet aside mo na yung ibang students mo. Which is, it's so unfair. Kasi as a teacher, you should be a mother, not only a teacher. Sixth is the students like to see their name on their work. It makes them feel proud. As a future elementary teachers, it is really important to appreciate the work of your pupils or students. Especially nowadays, students are really different, unlike before, na kapag yung bata ngayon is napagalitan mo lang, sobrang sensitive na. That's why appreciation really important inside the classroom organization. Kasi just simply tell them na na-appreciate mo yung mga works nila kahit magulo yan, kahit pangit pa yan. Pag gawa ng estudyante mo, kailangan mong i-appreciate. Sa part na yun kasi mas na-motivate sila. Mas na-enhance yung learning nila kasi na-appreciate mo even though small things lang yung nagawa nila. And not just their work na na-appreciate mo. Also, the students or your pupils who are really good in terms of their behavior. Simply tell them na, uy, anak, diba? Mga bata kasi mas gusto nilang natatawag sila na anak nowadays. Doon sila na motivate. Seventh is, use display to reinforce thematic work that you are working on in the classroom. What does thematic work means? Thematic instruction seeks to put cognitive skills such as reading, thinking, memorizing, and writing in the context of real-life situation under the broad aim to follow creative exploration. What does it mean? Ibig sabihin lang po nito, as a teacher, you should choose theme that your students are familiar with. Kasi, hindi ka po pwedeng magturo sa mga bata na wala silang kaalam-alam sa part na yon. Well, this is our job. As a teacher, it is our job to teach them what they know, what they don't know. But, inside the classroom organization, you should always consider the part of the students or the pupils. Just like, for example, you cannot let your students or pupils read long sentences or paragraphs if they don't know what are the basic alphabets, the A, B, C, D. If they cannot figure out all of that, then you will not let your pupils to read, right? So, as a teacher, we should always choose the best method in order for our pupils to learn something from us. And lastly, try to change displays regularly. It allows all students to have a chance at showing some of their work and increases motivation. As a future elementary teachers, again and again, of course, we must be creative in all aspects. Teachers must be creative. Kasi lalo pa mga bata yung tuturuan natin soon. Mga bata mabilis yung magsawa, especially sa mga nakikita nila sa paligid nila. And mas na-motivate sila pag may nakikita silang something new. That's why we should always consider their motivation. Kung saan sila na-motivate, doon tayo. Kasi as a teacher, that's our role. To motivate our pupils to learn more.
Now, let's proceed on making good use of display boards. Display board should be interesting, colorful, and eye-catching. Kasi kapag di siya eye-catching, ang boring nitong tignan. It is also used to showcase student work and to give purpose and value to their schoolwork, giving pupils positive affirmation that their work is appreciated. It should also be a teaching aid. And also, it is used to give information reinforced lesson taught. Here are some examples of display boards. First is the information display. For example, itong map of the Pacific. Next, getting to know grade 3 and 4. Next is the art and craft display. Dito nakalagay yung mga ginawang arts ng ating mga students. Student written work, drawing, or painting can be hung on a strings above their heads. This is also a good way of displaying a large print story for the whole class to read together. Using mobiles are an interesting way to display students' craft work, like wood carving or small models. Words displayed in English on one side and vernacular on the other can also be displayed on mobiles. Using mats made locally of pandanus or coconut leaves are a good way to create display space. The displays can be attached to the mat, hung on a nail, and later stored away if necessary. Attaching a mat to a wooden frame also provides more display space, where it can be attached with pins, tape, and staples. Where the wall space is unsuitable for display, attach a mat to the wall to create more display space. You could make a portable display stand using a wooden frame of soft wood or bamboo with a thick pandanus mat nailed permanently to it. This can be used as a divider in your room and is useful when small groups are working on different activities. Multi-grade teachers may find it useful to have several blackboards in the classroom. They can be fixed to the wall, maybe at a low level for smaller children, or mobile so they can be moved around the room.
Room to move. In a multi-grade classroom, it is difficult for the teacher to organize group work if the classroom is set up like this. There are many different ways to arrange your classroom, but you should consider the following. First, you will need a floor space where the whole class can gather for activities led by the teacher so that the student can move freely. Second, desks can be grouped together, 2 or 3 facing each other for group work. The students are facing each other to encourage them to talk together and work cooperatively. Third, divide your classroom up into areas. For example, whole class area, library corner, learning centers, small group work, and individual work areas. Every classroom will be different, and the space you have will be dependent on the number of students in your class. So, there is no one way to go about this task. If you are not sure, try it and see. Fourth, the use of a low cupboard, bookshelf, or a partition, perhaps one made of bamboo, can help divide the room into different sections. Be sure that you can see all the students if you do this. And last, be prepared to change your room arrangement when necessary because new arrangement or new classroom design can encourage students to participate or cooperate in your class.
Okay, let's move on to the storage. When we say storage, it is the space available for storing something in a particular allocated space. To have a good storage, try to make the best available use of cupboards and shelves by placing them where they will suit your needs. Students need easy access to books and materials. Storage facilities will vary. Many classrooms will be short of space and won't have purpose-built storage you need. Now, here are some hints to organize good storage. First, store similar things together so that they look organized and not scattered. Second, collect similar size containers, just like margarine, ice cream containers, plastic boxes, or strong cartons of all shapes and sizes. Now, third, label clearly all storage areas. The student could complete this task as a language activity. Take note that labeling things is another method to easily see things' location. Fourth, let the students share in the storage activities. They should know where and how things are stored. Students should be given the job of maintaining the storage areas. Fifth, check storage areas regularly and throw out things you don't need. Next is useful storage. When we say useful storage, it is to able to use storage for practical purposes or in several ways. If you have some things you wish to keep but are not using at the moment, put them into a storeroom if the school has one. Don't clutter up your classroom with them. Next is the personal space, the space wherein the students have their own space or privacy. Make sure every student has personal storage space for their own things. This could be a container, properly labeled and stored in a shelf. And the last is cleaning, to make it immaculate. Make sure personal storage units are cleaned out regularly. If not, their space will end up filled with all sorts of rubbish taking up valuable space. Make time for a clean up every few weeks. To make it short, having good storage can contribute to build an organized classroom setting.